Welcome to the Pauper Gauntlet, brought to you by mtgotickets.com. Check out the link in the show note. It really helps. It's round 2. It's double elimination rounds. I'm playing only the decks that lost in round 1. And here is Living End. And this is a very innovative deck, very new by Mr. Small. I did a couple of play mistakes in round 1, so I really hope I can do the deck justice and send it to round 3. I find it hard to play Exhume while not having any way to interact with the opponent's graveyard. But let's do this. This was also one of the most popular videos, maybe the most popular one in round 1. So I definitely want to do the deck justice. I want to play first. Okay, so now I can Exhume a Deadshot Minotaur on turn 2. That's 2 cards to get a 3-4 into play. That's not very powerful. I can't do it either because I don't have black mana. But I'm definitely going to keep this. In a 3-color deck, you don't have your 3 colors at the start. That's just the thing. We can get the forest here. I'm going to cycle this guy and go from there. Hopefully we can find our black mana. Play 23 lands. Oh, blue is not fun. It never is it? To play against with this deck. There's another Exhume. But now we can Exhume the Deadshot Minotaur. And I'm still thinking it's a mistake. Because it's just a 3-4 on turn 2, and that's not enough in Pauper. But a 6-6 on turn 3 is probably a lot better. So I am gonna go cycle this guy and Exhume it. But then of course it can be countered. But as I have 2 Exhumes, I am not too worried. Skirmag Angler. Angler Delver, which would easily be able to deal with the 6-6. Wouldn't it be fun if he just spent his entire turn getting out a 5-5 and I got out a 6-6? I'm very lucky that he didn't get a creature in the yard. So here we try it. Try to get a 6-6. Play the green mana, I guess. And Exhume. And now, of course, if he plays a Thought Scour or something in response and gets a Gurmag Angler, no, he just miscalculates me. And yeah, that's not anything we can do anything about at this point. Sure, could use some play tips on the page, but it's only about the sideboarding. Please add, if you want your deck to stay in the Pauper Gauntlet, please add mulligan instructions and some general play tips, some tips around playing the cards in the deck, especially if it's like this and it's a unusual deck. He still doesn't have a card in his graveyard, a creature in his graveyard, which means that I will try to Exhume again. Cast Think Twice in his main phase. So now I'll get the 6-6 online, and now I have the choice between Jungle Weaver. But I'm just going to go for the Guardian. I can soon hardcast this. Still no creature. Exhume that, be ready to cycle the Plow Beast. He can Ghastly Demise it. That's pretty discouraging. Or bounce it. What do they play? Let's look it up. Strategy, decks, metagame, typical Angler Delver list. Not too familiar with the deck. Oh, it has fallen to 5th place on Goldfish. Ghastly Demise, Doomblade. God, I hope Angler Delver is in the sideboard plan. Now I'm very tempted to hardcast these Jungle Weavers, but it's 2 turns distant. So what do I do here? Do I cycle them? Oh yeah, he died. Not unexpected, of course. So now can I wait 2 turns? Oh no, it's a sort of a general sideboard plan. Okay, well, we'll worry about that during sideboarding. I'm gonna cycle one of them. Just to try to find some action. Still no creature in his graveyard. A Twisted Abomination would be a sweet play. I definitely don't need another mana. Well, in this situation, do you cycle the Jungle Weaver or not?
Ready for adventure.
My graveyard goes away. That's not what we want. And here comes the Gurmagangler. So he has no direct damage. I can play the Twisted Abomination. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Play the Twisted Abomination, play the Jungle Weaver. But we are, of course, trapped in Counterspell land now. And then we get around Counterspell in this fantastic way. But he can still counter the Exhume, of course. So I cycle Jungle Weaver, cast a Violent Outburst in his upkeep. That works, right? Doesn't it? Or I cast it in his attack phase even. Trying to kill the Gurmagangler. That there is no way in hell that's going to work. But if he has a counterspell now, we just counter it. The drawback would be if he drew the counterspell on his draw phase. But I'm going to risk that. Okay, now the risk of him finding a counterspell is enormous, and now I'm going to do it. Cascade into Exhume. Cast it. 24 cards enter the exile zone. No Thought Scour, please. Jungle Weaver has entered play. Of course, he has needs any sacrifice effect, his Doomblade. But now Ghastly Demise doesn't work, at least. There doesn't seem to be anything in the sideboard for this. Can we even raise here? I think we are the aggro deck, so we have to do aggressive things. So I'm going to attack. I'm going to try to play the Twisted Abomination. Can you do 1 damage somehow? Disfigure. Oh, Agony Warp. I just enabled it. Yeah, there are so many ways he could wreck me there. But this is a prime Agony Warp target as well, of course. Still no creature in the yard. He has 5 cards. So I don't have much hope, I'll tell you that much. Double angler. And the final counterspell seals the deal here. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. At least I'm straight from miscalculation. But it is deprive. And we are in trouble. Lots and lots of trouble. Deprive for Buyuka Bog as well. Kind of a combo. So now I have to play 2 blockers this turn and... okay, we'll try this. Cycle it. Draw a card. Search for a basic land. It's gonna be a swamp. Get the card. Play the swamp. Exhume the Crozon Tusker. Oh, I should have been the Plow Beast, but yeah, that doesn't matter, so it's good game! Sorry, Mr. Small. I think this could of course be a pretty lousy matchup. So now let's have a look at the sideboard again. So we have Ingot Chewers for Affinity, Wismere for Tortured Existence decks, Plains to play the Wismere Scouring Sands, Negate. We are going to Cascade into Negate, so that doesn't work, right? And touch is not what we want here. I think we're just gonna run as is. And I think we are not favored to win. It reminds me a little of the Pox deck from last year. Sort of importing a deck from another format. It's a fascinating thought, and I definitely think it deserves attention, and I really want to win this match. But my hope is quickly fading. Play first. We can get a swamp. We can't resolve anything else. We can't cycle that. Okay, here's where mulligan things would have helped a ton. But as I have the cyclers, I'm inclined to keep here. And I will cycle the Deadshot Minotaur. I really hope I draw into land. I will look at many cards. This guy has 4 cycling, right? So we can now enable... We can enable the Outburst to exhume him. We need to find another land. We can also Swarm Cycle Twisted Abomination, but as it dies to Agony Warp, I don't think that's the right play. So I'm going to cycle the Jungle Weaver, hopefully find the land in the 2 cards I get to see, and then try to exhume it. But imagine if he managed to put the Gurmag Angler in the graveyard. Exhume looks pretty bad. And we got the land, but we can't do the Outburst. So what can we do? We can fetch a swamp. Can cycle that guy, can cycle that guy. So do we just double cycle here perhaps? As we don't have an exhume in hand. But this is taking way too long against Gangler. He doesn't have black yet though. But now he will. Seeing 3 cards next turn though should help us get to green. I hope. Cycle time. Cycle Deadshot Minotaur. Cycle the Plow Beast. Should we have done Twisted Abomination there to make sure that we had the swamp in case we draw? Yeah, we probably should. And now we have to main phase cycle because we don't want to miss the land drop. And we go for the swamp. And we play it. And now we can cycle another Plow Beast at the end of turn. He can't flash back the Think Twice yet. This is just basic cycling, yeah. So Jungle Weaver. Maybe we do want Jungle Weaver. We already have a Jungle Weaver in the side in the graveyard. I wish I would have played this against just a normal aggro deck for the first. In one of the first 2 matches. What did I play? What did I play in the first round? It was versus Domain Landfall. So that's kind of a normal aggro deck, so that excuse doesn't work. He still doesn't have. He chooses to shuffle his library. There's the Evolving Wilds. We are going to use it and we can double cycle. Now we have Demonic Dread, so I'm gonna cascade at the end of my turn and then again on my turn. But a Gangler is in the graveyard, so he will get a Gangler. And that's just insanely bad for me. So maybe now I have to go into just play my stuff mode. I don't know, what do I do here? Yeah, giving him the angler here feels crazy bad. But maybe I should. I don't know. So I have no way to deal with the angler. Except blocking it with bigger creatures. I'm just gonna check that I didn't miss Angler Delver in the sideboard. No. Touch of the Void would be useless here. Here's an evoked Muldrifter. That's pretty sweet. So maybe now we do get his Angler out. But then he's gonna get the Muldrifter too, so that doesn't work. So I'm just gonna play the big guys. I'm gonna get to 7 mana, I'm gonna play them. Making 2 cards in my hand worthless. Which is of course terrible. But I don't want to give him a free angler. That feels weird. So I will cycle the Plow Beast at least, because it cannot be played. I'm getting the green mana. Taking too long as well here. Cycle the Plow Beast. Find 1 more mana please. Yes! So now I can play a 6 mana creature, and that's the Twisted Abomination. And I'm just gonna play it. And I'm not gonna give him Muldrifters. Look at that! For now I'm going Gurmag Angler, Crowson Tusker instead. Cycle this. find another green, I think, for the Jungle Weaver. Get the card. Can't play another land, of course. 3 mana, Gurmag Angler. Get rid of the wilds, the Plow Beast, and the Plow Beast. And one more, I guess it's a Deadshot Minotaur. All right. And now I can hardcast Jungle Weaver next turn. And he's really digging, so he could easily play an Angler here. He Boyuka Bogs my team, but I get to hit him and play my Jungle Weaver, which is fairly excellent. But he has had enormous mana problems here, and that's the only thing that helps us. But he can only remove one of our guys, but it's probably enough. He probably just needs a removal spell now and a removal spell next turn, and we are gone. And counterspell our next creature. I'm thinking playing this Crozon Tusker, but I should probably just go for the card advantage and play the Twisted Abomination. But I have to play something, so... Now all the Exhumes, all the Outbursts, all the Demonic Dreads are dead cards. And I'm just down to playing a Fatso each turn. If I get to hit with both these creatures, it would be very surprising. Doomblade is gone. Here comes Twisted Abomination. And it's counterspelled. And now he only needs one more creature removal spell, and this is all over. He has 5 cards. He has everything he needs. Target creature can't block this turn, might be a thing, but he's still gonna exhume something, so that doesn't work. This doesn't work either. Double Angler. And that I cannot deal with. Yeah, I better trade before he kills it. Or should I? Nine mana, playing the Wirewood Guardian. So maybe I should have attacked first, but he just counterspells it, and yeah, that's the nature of things. He has one Gurmag Angler in his yard now, so maybe I had an opportunity there. So I am not gonna trade here. I'm gonna attack. Play the Crozon Tusker. Yeah, I think that's the best line. Exclude. No, deprive. Getting rid of my graveyard. with his graveyard still with the Gurmaganglet. I think like Bojuka Bogs or I don't know. But Bojuka Bog would definitely feel very useful against him here. But I think we're looking at an elimination, people. I hate those. I want to play all 78 decks to the league rounds. That would be fantastic. But it's not going to happen. Living End is going to leave us. Yeah, just kill my hope. Just kill it. And now the hell what do I do? I block next turn, I live at 1 life, and then I die. Here's a Twisted Abomination. So I'm gonna keep my Gurmagangler around. Going to play this guy. This way. And if he counterspells this or have an Agony Warp, all my hope is gone. Oh, 3 counterspells. Can't attack because then I die. Or no, I don't. Actually, maybe I should have attacked there. I am feeling that it kind of doesn't matter at all what I do at this point. And that's of course wrong. It always matters. No, it doesn't. Ah, really sorry, Mr. Small. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. I can now use Demonic Dread to live at least. So I'm gonna do it. And it's a sorcerer, which I should know, but I don't think it makes any difference. And Living End has been eliminated from the Pauper Gauntlet. I am very sorry. Thank you for watching.